Okay, folks, the day has finally come. I got the book. The Bitmap Books presents. Look at all these beautiful Nintendo holograms. The unofficial NES/Famicom, a visual compendium. And first, let me just start out by saying, look at the beautiful holograms that come on this book. And this is hard to pick up with one hand, but I love this cover here. Look, we got the Battletoads, we got the coin, we got the duck, Excite Bike. Who is that, guys? Anyone know on the left? I'm not familiar with that. We got, looks like Grazie symbol maybe. There's Hogan's Alley with the two gunmen. Ice hockey. And Joust. Ninja Gaiden. Super Mario. Link. Look at these awesome holograms. There's Kirby. There's Mr. Sandman. Look, you can hit him. Nope. Just blocked you. And what's that? River City Madness or Mansion? I actually never played that. I heard of it though. Look at the Metroid, and then he turns into the ball. And track and field. Will we ever get that from Arcade 1-Up? Who knows? And Yoshi. And then there's a spaceship. Which game is that from, guys? I think it's got one of those weird Z or X names. Never really played it. And we got a Count. Is that from Castlevania? Where's the Count from? Anyone know? And look at the zapper gun. It shows the two different zapper guns. This book is awesome just to sit at the coffee table. And Bitmap Books was nice enough to send this to me for my honest review because they know I love Nintendo. Even got the coasters, as you know. I did a video on that. But they came to the right person when they said, can you take a look-see at our book-see? And I said, okay, see. And this is solid. Thick. You could use it as a weapon, although I don't recommend it. But this is an awesome book which shows the history. And look, there's Mario and Luigi hanging out. But let's read a little bit about this and then we'll dive inside. Bitmap Books. With its cutting-edge graphics and extensive catalog of iconic games, the NES Famicom played a huge part in the history of video gaming. Nintendo's console stormed onto the market and immediately raised the bar with classic titles such as Donkey Kong, Super Mario Bros., Mega Man, The Legend of Zelda, Final Fantasy, Fire Emblem, never even heard of that, and many more. Over the course of its 20-year lifespan, the console sold in excess of 60 million units, making Nintendo a household name and introducing youngsters everywhere to a whole new world of characters and stories. For many, this would be the turning point in their lives, leading them to become artists, game designers, and programmers. It helped to popularize manga and anime among Western gamers and brought icons of Western culture into the Japanese homes. Nintendo's little 8-bit console changed the world of entertainment forever, and its influence cannot be overstated. The NES Famicom, a visual compendium, aims to showcase the very best pixel art, box art, and product design on each system. Pages, it features more than 170 classic games with articles on the leading developers, interviews with key figures in the industry, and many features on subjects such as packaging, fan art, and unreleased games. Bitmapbooks.com. Incredible. But are you excited to check out what is actually inside? I say let's take a look. Okay, so let's dive right into the book. Cameraman, zoom into this. So we have the same great cover, but without the holograms. And I'm kind of nervous and excited, guys, at this beautiful book we're about to check out. So we got a scary graveyard with an 8-bit guy. Is this from a video game? Anyone know? Does look a little familiar. It's not Zelda. And we got some more information. And I don't want to read you guys all day, so let's take a look at the visuals when we get to them. Oh wow, but look at the contents. It's going to list all the games, and you can just go to the pages, and they're all in alphabetical order. Mamma mia. Look, all these games. All these games. The classic, awesome NES video games. I do love this, guys. And then we got the box art category and the hardware photography category. Family basic. Unreleased games. Wow. They really did a great job. And here's the foreword by Kevin Bayless. So a lot of great information we can read, and history to start. You know, an icon is born. And then we go into the basic control deck. Gotta love it. Family computer disk system. Ah, there's the robot. Rob the robot. And the classic zapper. Man, those were the days. In the mid-80s, around 85. I remember getting Nintendo around Christmas time, going down the street, playing it with my friend Mikey Ray, Super Mario Brothers all day, every day. And look at the incredible artwork. Like, we have the full Donkey Kong right there. There's Donkey Kong and Pauline. How you doing, Pauline? And then there's Super Mario. And then we go into a little Donkey Kong history. Wow, so this is how it's going to be, guys. Every page, it's going to be showing us the incredible video game artwork with the information to the left. Donkey Kong Jr. I love seeing these full pages of what the screens look like. I mean, it's kind of like you're just playing the game. And then just a little bit of information, a few paragraphs on the right to just give you a little backstory in the history. But this is really a visual book. So seeing visually these maps and the pictures, I mean, it's incredible. I think I'm a fallen in love again. There's little Mac. There's Mappy. Galaxian. I love the artwork. These are like mini posters. And then I guess they have these inserts with some history in there. Nintendo was looking for someone to create a basic interpreter for the Famicom, and Sharp knew we had the experience. So much history. And the games are spread throughout. Ice Climber. I loved Ice Climber. Believe it or not, I think it was the first time I played Ice Climber. Me and my friend, again, Mike Ray, found the cart in a parking lot near the basketball courts we went to. It was just laying right there in the gravel. And picked it up. It worked. Played it. And that's how I think I first played it with him. And Ice Climber was a great two-player game. It still is. I still love it. The music, the sound. And there's classic Excite Bike. Hogan's Alley. Pretty cool. I remember playing Hogan's Alley and Duck Hunt. They had them at a local Pizza Hut right down the street from me. Good times, good times. And there's the Gyromite, which you could play with Rob the robot, although it didn't always work as smooth as planned. But Gyromite was a classic that came with the game. And there's the Duck Hunt with the doggy that would always be laughing. But look, here he's actually helping you get the ducky shot. So maybe he was a good guy and just misunderstood. I think he was just a jokester. Here's Load Runner. Not to be confused with Road Runner, which was a great game in the arcade. Kung Fu Master. That was a great arcade game, and it translated pretty well on Nintendo. And then Balloon Fight. Geez, see, this is just a great book to have on your coffee table to relax and reminisce about all the classic Nintendo games. And this one, which kind of started it all in 1985, Super Mario Brothers. My favorite Italian plumbers. Although you couldn't use Luigi in the first game, but you could in the others that followed. Oh wow, now we're going to get the full maps, it looks like. That's pretty cool. Super Mario Brothers. When I was younger, I used to enjoy reading and drawing comics. And among the comics that I read, some were Italian. Hey, how you doing? He's a paisan over here. If you think about it, the big nose and the mustache isn't a facial feature that's characteristic of Japanese people. That is true, because they're paisans. So I think that that's my connection to those Italian comics. Probably I drew on that inspiration when we first created the character. That's pretty cool. So this is the designer who was going into detail. In the original Mario Brothers, Mario and Luigi, yeah, the very first Mario Brothers where you could play them both, that was a pretty cool game. Were rather small in size, and they would play in battle against each other. In Super Mario Brothers game, these small characters are in there. Did I say that wrong? But when they get a mushroom, they grow big. So we decided to call the big version of them Super Mario and Super Luigi because they got super sized. Yeah, that makes sense. Pretty clever and smart. And there's the classic track and field. Remember that? Again, in the arcade, and it translated well on Nintendo. Ironically, another game I played with my boy Mikey Ray down the street. Me and him had all the Nintendo games, played them left and right. Also Jim Mattingly and other friends. Ah, jeez, this is bringing back good memories. Ghosts and Goblins. Remember playing this game with Bill Van Arsdale down the street for a while. This was a very difficult and fun game to play. And Nintendo really did translate some of the arcade games very well. Crazy Climber. That was actually a cool game. I didn't even know that they made it for Nintendo. I actually loved it in the arcade. And they're telling me it was for Nintendo too. It must have came out later. But Crazy Climber was an awesome game. And then there's Gumshoe. That was actually a Top Gun game in my opinion. Maybe even one of my favorites. And then we talk about the Famicom a little bit more from the software engineer and designer. And Donkey Kong 3. Not as good as the first two, but if you love Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr., it was worth a play. And there's Dragon's Quest. I didn't get into the role-playing games too much, but I know Dragon's Quest was a big game. This might have been the one where they made like 4 of them. Ah, and there we go. The classic Mario Brothers, where you could play as Mario and Luigi simultaneously. And here's a fun fact of my history. Dave Griffiths, who lives down the street, he told me and Mikey Ray, hey, I got Super Mario Brothers. You guys want to play it? So we went down there to play it with him. We had it too. And he had Mario Brothers. I think he got the wrong game by mistake, or someone bought it for him by mistake. But we played it and we started like laughing. And we're like, wow, this is actually pretty cool, pretty fun with all the different characters and creatures and turtles and crabs trying to get you. And we were like, wow, this is kind of neat. Thanks for inviting us over, Dave, because we never played Mario Brothers, I think, until we got to Dave's house. And we all lived down the block. Mike Gray, Bill Van Arsdale, Dave Griffiths. Looks like, what's that, Gradius? Is it saying down there what it is? Up there, Gradius. That was a good game, pretty cool fun. Not as good as R-Type, which was incredible, but Gradius was decent. Here's Jaws. Arkanoid. Jeez, guys, if I go through this book, it could be a half hour. But I am enjoying it, so we'll just keep going. What's this? I've never seen that, but I like the images. Woody Paco. I never even heard of this. What do they say about this? I'll admit it. Part of my liking of Woody Paco is because I interviewed the designer and programmer, Takai Kobashi. I know I can't say the Japanese names right, so I apologize in advance. And afterwards, we went drinking in Sapporo. We drank super strong Demon's Sake and ate freshly prepared sea slugs between orders. And during this encounter, he explained with great passion how he tried to put everything he had into the game. Whether it was crazy ideas or making best use of hardware, he meant everything. It was difficult not to like the game. When I later played it, I found such feelings quite warranted. Wow, that's actually pretty cool. Now it makes me want to play the game. And it came out in see, that's the problem. Famicom. So this was, I guess, never released in the US, guys? Because I forgot. This is Nintendo and Famicom. And maybe this was more of a Japanese game. But anyone play this? Woody Paco? I guess he buys a taco? No, I'm just joking. I like ramen and I love Taco Bell. But let me know if anyone played that. And there's the classic Legend of Zelda. Love Legend of Zelda. One of the top pillars of Nintendo. I would say like Super Mario Brothers, Legend of Zelda, Metroid, Punch-Out, and I guess the fifth, I don't know, maybe Kid Icarus or another big name. What do you think, guys? What's the Mount Rushmore? Although I guess it should have been 4 games. What's the Mount Rushmore in your opinion that made Nintendo iconic? If we do 4, yeah, Super Mario Brothers, Legend of Zelda, Metroid, and Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. I would say those are the top 4. Let me know in the comments section what you think. Oh, Contra too, guys. Oh, jeez. So many great games. I might have to do a top 10. But, let's see. We're going to... What is this? This is a Famicom release? Maybe? Hydelado? Looks like almost a clone of Legend of Zelda. It is a role-playing game. So this is Hudson's Adventure Island. Although I remember Wonder Boy for Sega Master System. And they're saying it was conversion of Sega's Wonder Boy arcade game handled by Hudson Soft. Huh. I liked Wonder Boy a little bit, but I kind of thought it was overrated, to be honest with you. Didn't love it, but I did love Metroid. And I did beat Metroid. Anybody else beat Metroid? I remember the scary nights playing in the dark with the creepy music. Going through all these dark, scary levels. Metroid was awesome. You had to use the passwords to continue because the game went on forever. And I did do a YouTube full review of an unboxing of an original Metroid Nintendo. I have boxed with instructions. I went through the instruction manual, a little story time. If you guys want to check out that video. But guys, we're only on page 94. Maybe we'll just go to 100. And then that way, when you purchase the book, which I'll put a link in the description below, you can see what the other pages tell. But even if it was just 100 pages, I would say it's worth it because this is awesome, to say the least. Jackal. Jackal was a pretty cool game. Did like Jackal again in the arcade and translated well for Nintendo. And we're going to end it with this. Looks like RBI Baseball, but apparently it's not. It's the Japanese version. Pro Yaku Family Stadium 87. But remember RBI Baseball? That was actually really cool. You could have the real baseball players in it, I think. And it was just legit. So guys, I obviously highly recommend this book. I can't say enough about it. It's great to just sit in your coffee table in your arcade room on your shelf with your other classic Nintendo stuff. But yeah, let me know what you think. Does anyone have this book? Did you complete it? Let me know in the comments section what you think. And please, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to my channel. I would greatly appreciate the support. Share my video to all your Nintendo fun friends. And that's about it, guys. So see you later. and enjoy the rest of your day and night. All right, all right.